Nation, we are back. Let's get it. Yo, salute to everybody already here in the building, man. You guys know what time it is. Welcome to the latest installment of the Graphic and Wasted Show.
Or the Wasted Graphic Show, whichever way you like to slice it.
It's good, my brother. Salute to the greatest chat in YouTube history. As always, man, do us a favor. Doesn't matter what channel you're watching on. Even if you're on Twitter, get those likes up. Wipe them feet, man. Pay your bar tabs. Hit that subscribe button if you guys are not subscribed yet. And also salute to our proud sponsors over at BetUS. This live stream is powered by BetUS. Head over there and get 150% bonus on your first deposit.
Or 125% bonus on your next two deposits up to $2,000 using what?
Promo code YouTube150. Fastest payouts in the industry. Make sure to head over there. Tell them that Shieldmore sent you. Once again, man, if you're better, nobody does it better. Salute to our proud sponsors over at BetUS, man. What's good, man? How we feeling, man? Big.
That was a whole level double entendre. If you were better, nobody does it better. I love it. I love it.
I'm an artist at heart, man. You already know what time it is, man. Salute to everybody here in the building, man. Big day for our organization, man. For those who don't know, Ben Johnson just finished up not too long ago his virtual meeting for the head coaching vacancy out there in New England. It looks like we are up next. We got the PM edition. They got the AM edition. A lot going on here, man. This can be a day that can really, really change the trajectory of this organization. And it can also let us know what the Tom Brady effect really means. I already know what it means, right? Tom Telesco gone, AP gone. You know, all these other guys coming in. We're going to talk about Pete Carroll. For those who don't know, he will be coming in next week for an interview. But we're going to see, man, how this thing, shakes out. Once again, he's going to go through everything, you guys. Let's not expect him to be a Raider today. But I'm looking forward, Wasted, to at least just hearing some good news out of Henderson's headquarters today. How are you feeling about Ben Johnson being there in the building, Tom Brady in the building with Mark Davis to conduct this interview? And it sounds as though Richard Seymour may still be in the fold as well. How you feeling?
Man, I feel great about it just by virtue of the fact that he's even considering the Raiders. Like, there are a lot of people who they look at this on a very, very surface level and they say, well, this job is not an attractive job for a GM and for a coach because they don't have a quarterback, they don't have this, they don't have that. They're not stable. But the crazy thing is when you're a good coach and you know what you bring to the table, you're essentially the person that will bring that stability to the building. So what you're looking for is a clean slate. You're looking for relationships, with the owner and the group that's bringing you in to make sure that you guys are all on the same page. And also you're looking for like a way and a path to improving the team really, really quickly. And I think that's what the Raiders were thinking when they got rid of Tom Telesco. They think it's easier to have a total clean slate to get the best possible candidate so that they don't have to convince somebody to work with somebody that they don't have a relationship with. And I think it's a great thing.
I love that you brought that up because salute to Jonathan Jones over on Twitter. He put this out there today. Tom Brady is doing his due diligence, like for real. So sources, in addition to Tom Brady having a significant voice in the direction of the Raiders, I'm told the team has contracted Jed Hughes of Korn Ferry to help in their head coach and GM searches. Hughes is a well-known executive headhunter in the NFL. Man, you want to give us a little inside information on what Jed Hughes does in Korn Ferry?
Well, Korn Ferry and Associates, they assist in headhunting for high-level executives for Fortune 100 companies, and they really helped the Green Bay Packers this past summer. To be honest with you, they were having a little issue with their succession plan in Green Bay because Mark Murphy is going to retire.
Yes.
They went out there and they hired Edward R. Policy.
Mm-hmm.
They were very integral in that, and they were integral in helping the Kansas City Chiefs out with some of their executives. Andy Reid are big believers in them. Yeah. And if you tell me the two organizations that I would much want to model myself after is the and I listen, we
Pittsburgh, hate Pittsburgh in there, Green Bay,
Green Bay, and the Chiefs. So the fact that Mark Davis realized that his Achilles heel is hiring high level executives, then you know what? That's great that him and Brady realized that, and they're outsourcing the weakness to this organization. So yeah. I'm very, very excited because I like the results that they got in Green Bay. I like the results they got in Kansas City.
Tom Brady's not playing, you guys. He's trying to go out there. He's holding no punches. Yeah. They're going to go out there and all expenses paid, whatever Tom needs, Tom's going to get in order to make sure that this head coaching vacancy is filled with the right man and the general manager. And we're going to go over a few options here as well, you guys, in terms of bringing in a general manager. Salute to Dre for show 1, 2, 3 on becoming a member. I don't know what channel it is, but we appreciate you, brother, so much. Thank you for being a part of Green Dot Gang, Get Off My Lawn Gang. If you guys want to become Green Dot, Get Off My Lawn, hit the links. They're pinned up top. Salute to Gardner, mid-shoe. What can we sell Ben? A playground for him to play with. I mean, look, man, there's a lot more that goes into this, right? Yes. A ton of salary cap. We went over this yesterday, over $100 million at his disposal. Early round draft pick, not only in the first round, but every round in this draft. Potentially being able to trade up, which is a very realistic option at this point now with Tom Telesco out of, that general manager spot. And look, once again, the Raiders organization, I know that we've been down and out for a while, but I know Ben Johnson is 38 years old, you guys. He is old enough to remember when the Raiders were a great organization. I'm not saying he was here to see those championships, but he was old enough to hear and know what was going on around this organization.
Well, if you're a member of the National Football League, everyone knows the greatness of the Raiders.
Yeah. Yeah.
Even us, we weren't around to see the Cleveland Browns of the 50s and the 60s. No, but we understand that back in the day, the Browns were the shit.
Yeah.
We understand that. Yeah. I want to circle back to something real quick, man. The one thing, and I don't want people to miss the importance of the Raiders going outside and hiring a headhunting organization to help them out with their coaching search because of the way they go about it, man. Like what they did with the Green Bay Packers, from what I'm understanding, is that they went in, they had a search committee that worked through a list of more than 90 prospects, applicants, and referrals of high quality candidates, right? And then, and they've been considered across the National Football League, sports, business, and entertainment. And then the committee then conducted virtual and in-person interviews, which led to the recommendation of policy in Green Bay, right? So you can already see right now that that's taking shape because they're doing virtual interviews. This is something that you really haven't heard of a lot in the National Football League, right? Yeah. And I'm glad that they're using that. Also, the Green Bay Packers, man, being one of the oldest franchises, the third oldest franchise in football, man, dating back to 1919, they had an antiquated way about the way they went about their business, and it needed to be it's kind of the same situation the Raiders are in.
Yeah.
It's the same, exactly. It's kind of the same situation. It's an antiquated way. And I think what this is doing is bringing the Raiders into the future of the way things are done in the National Football League and in sports.
And that is definitely being ushered in by the Tom Brady era. Yeah. Salute to Hug D's. Let's get a moment of silence for the Raiders organization actually taking the proper first steps. It's happening. Salute to my dog, Hug D's in the bill. Let's get these supers in real quick before we get back to our spiel. Salute to Cap. If I'm Ben Johnson, I'm looking at what Robert Kraft said after firing Gerard Mayo. Bro, basically set him up, just set him up to fail, but still canned him. If I'm a prospective head coach, that sounds suspect as hell. And this is facts. This is facts. My apologies. My phone's going crazy right now. They already had a candidate in mind, and I think that's another reason why Aaron Glenn kind of, turned that down. And I think, honestly, Aaron Glenn didn't like the way that Mayo was treated on the way. You know what I'm saying? That's clear. But no, you're right, Kat. But at the end of the day, man, Ben Johnson is here to do his due diligence, right? We really haven't heard him turning down too many teams at all. this offseason. Well, they're still in the playoffs, but our offseason is here, right? He's doing his due diligence with these teams. Aaron Glenn denied a team. I remember last year, Ben Johnson did deny a few teams.
He denied everybody because he said he was going back. So
stick to Detroit, right? So, but no, I hear you, Cap. Real talk, man. Salute to you. I don't know how they look at that thing up there, in New England, but I know one thing: they have Drake May, who can be a top 5, top 10 quarterback if you protect him and get him some weapons. And they have a guy in Christian Gonzalez on the defensive side of the ball. They have some other weapons out there too, where they can continue to build that thing up. But one thing that we do have right now, once again, is outside of that cap space. New England has the number 1 cap space in free agency, you guys. That's the one team that has more money than us. So they're definitely going to pitch that to Ben Johnson, with that virtual interview. But I just think, man, regardless of New England drafting that one, I think we're in a better space than them moving forward.
Yeah, we are. We're in a better space. And, when you talk about money, when you talk about organizationally and where you would want to play, it's rough playing in New England, bro. Yeah, it's rough playing in New England. There's a lot of pressure that comes along with going there because New England's greatness was more recent than ours, right? Yeah. So you have people that have higher expectations. You already have a quarterback, and the thing that people assume is that Ben Johnson will look at Drake May favorably.
Yeah.
He might not look at him favorably.
Yeah, you're right. And to be honest, Ben Johnson may see one of these guys in this draft. We don't know who it is. And he may be really high on that guy, whether it's Shador, Cam, it could be Jackson Dart. It could be one of these guys. I mean, Carson Beck went to Miami, so he's officially out. We don't know what Drew Allar is going to do after that, collapse last night. And we're going to talk about that. Hey, we are headed to the Natty Wasted. We are headed to
Pop college, man. It's been a couple of years since we had that debacle against Alabama. But, what I would say about
right?
Drew Allar,
2012, 2013?
Yeah, it's been
absolutely destroyed. I remember.
It's been a while. Both of the Golick boys were on that team.
Yeah.
But the thing is this, man. When you talk about Drew Allar, and to me, it wasn't a collapse. I mean, you have 2 defensive teams.
I'm speaking on the entire team.
Yeah, it wasn't. Yeah, I think he played well, and the one thing about Drew Allar, and this is one of the reasons why I'm so high on him. When you see a lot of these quarterback prospects, the guys that come out of Ohio State, they have so much talent around them, bro. Even Joe Burrow, when he was in college, man, look at the guys that he was throwing to in college.
He had 1 reception to any receiver last night. It was all to a tight end and all to his running backs.
Yeah, they didn't have 1 yard, 1 reception, one nothing. Yeah. His receiving core is horrible, bro. It's horrendous. And I just really feel bad for the kid. You got guys dropping touchdowns and shit on him.
Yeah.
I feel bad for the kid.
Hey,
I think he did great.
They picked a great time to fuck up.
They picked a great time to implode, brother. Yeah, that's right.
Hey,
but the guy that I think Ben Johnson would go after. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, bro. But Curtis Rourke, to me, his skill set lines up the most closely with Jared Goff's.
Pro ready offense at Indiana.
Pro ready arm, pro ready everything, bro. He reminds me a lot of Jared Goff. 6'5", 6'6", big body guy. Yeah, I can definitely see that. Real quick, you guys, this is the up-to-date head coaching candidates. We will have Todd Monken, the OC for the Ravens, coming in. We don't know when yet. There's no date that's been popped out yet, but he will be in soon. Also, Pete Carroll, legendary Pete Carroll, national championship coach at USC, Super Bowl winning coach at the Seattle Seahawks. He's done a lot around the world as a head coach, as an assistant. He will be in next week at some point. We got Spags, the defensive coordinator for the Chiefs. He'll be in today. I think this is just doing our due diligence. I do believe we're going to, if we look at a defensive-minded head coach, I think it's going to be Pete Carroll, to be honest. Yeah, but Pete Carroll's a guy that has shown you that he can get it done.
Oh, yeah. And
he's actually the guy that when Tom Brady explains what he wants for this next, he's the guy who checks every box.
And what follows Pete Carroll, you guys, regardless of 73, 74, he's going to find some great young upcoming coordinators. He's going to groom them to be the guys that take over eventually if he is the head coach. I'm telling you now, Pete Carroll is great at doing his job. At 73, 74, it doesn't matter. He's going to bring in some young, bright minds, groom them when it's time to step off. We may have our guys in the future if he is here. But Spags will be in today as well. We got Aaron Glenn, 2-day virtual meeting, the defensive coordinator for the Lions. Ben Johnson today as well. And then we also have Robert Salah coming in next week, the former Jets head coach for the head coaching spot. So this isn't a defensive coordinator situation like he was with the 49ers. He just interviewed there. Once again, former 49ers defensive coordinator. He may go home. I think at best he'll find a defensive coordinator spot, but we are bringing him in just to pick his brain and see where he is in the grand scheme of things potentially as a head coach. Those are your updated candidates. And I want to say this too real quick, because I'm seeing a lot of people in the nation. AP only got 1 year and Ben Johnson is this rookie coach and so on and so forth. I want to go through his track record real quick because I think people don't really understand how long this guy has coached. Okay. At Boston College, 2009 to 2010. Then in 2011, tight ends coach for Boston College. Miami, the Dolphins, 2012, offensive assistant, right, under Joe Philbin. Miami Dolphins, 2013 to 2015, assistant quarterbacks coach. Miami Dolphins, 2015, tight ends coach again. Miami Dolphins, 2016 to 2017, assistant wide receivers coach. So he is all over the offense at this point thus far. Receivers, tight ends, you name it, quarterbacks. Then you go into 2018. He was the wide receivers coach for the Dolphins. That's when he moved to the Lions. 2019, after that 3-13 year, offensive quality control coach. Then 2020 to 2021, he was the tight ends coach for the Lions as well. That's where they kind of found out what he brought to the table. 2021, he became the passing game coordinator. 2022, up to now, he's been an offensive coordinator for the Detroit Lions, where he has created one of the top offenses that we've seen in a long time. Quite some time, man. So that lets me know this, right? Quarterbacks coach. Lets me know that he is great. He's young, still young guy. He could look what he did. I mean, look what he did with Goff out there in Detroit, man. Phenomenal. He's an MVP dark horse candidate this year. And I'm not saying that Goff wasn't a good player.
Yeah, that's the only thing. This guy's a number one pick that took a team.
I understand that, but he's helped make him look a lot more phenomenal than recent memory. Look, Goff is a good player. I think that Ben has unlocked that great player in Goff. I do. I think this is the first year I really have him as a dark horse MVP type candidate. You know what I'm saying? He was always.
I don't think he's in a running. I think it's more Lamar Jackson and.
I know that, but there was a lot of talks going into the end of the season about Goff potentially being that guy. But I'll say this: work with wide receivers. We got some young guys and Trey Tucker, and we still got Jacoby there at 28. He may be able to even unlock some more coming off his first 1K. Yard season. We got Brock Bowers, a guy that look what he did with Sam Laporta in his rookie year out there in that offense. Yeah. I'm excited about what this guy can do. So let's not compare this to an AP 1 year. He has the same. This guy has a ton of experience. His resume is extensive, Wasted.
And also the thing about it is when you start talking about unproven, right? What do you mean by that, right? Like, so when you get a guy that's a head coach and get hired as a head coach, 90% of not 90% of the time, but a lot of the time, they've never been a head coach before. Yeah. But they're becoming and getting the opportunity to be a head coach because of the things they did previous to them being a head coach. Yeah. So when you talk about Antonio Pierce, that is where his resume and where there was the gap there. Yeah. What he did before he became a head coach. And then there's a lot of people that say that, listen, life is not fair. The NFL is not about being fair. It's not. It's about, really, it's like two ships passing the night. Sometimes your opportunity passes you, and things move. I mean, and they talk about like it's unprecedented what happened with Gerard Mayo and what happened with Antonio Pierce. And I'm not saying that there isn't a issue with that, but it's not like we haven't seen this before, man. I mean, Urban Meyer had 1 season. Yeah. Nathaniel Hackett had 1 season for the Broncos. Yeah. Frank Reich got fired in 1 season. Mm-hmm. Mike Mularkey got fired in 1 season. Yeah. Rob Chijinski for the Browns got fired.
The list goes on and on and on.
Chip Kelly got fired in 1 season. Jim Tomasulu for the 49ers got fired in 1 season because they wanted to move on, right? Yeah. And Jim Moore Jr. lost his job, his second job, in 1 season. It happens. It happens. And I don't like for people to take this issue and try to like form this kind of commentary with Antonio Pierce like he was somehow done wrong. Yeah. I don't think he was done wrong. I think the way he was fired was wrong. Like they should have just did it right after the season.
But it was the right move to make.
It was the right move because Antonio Pierce, if you haven't realized, was not just a coach for 1 season. He coached 9 games last year and this year. So it's not like he got fired in 1 season. They saw what they needed to see out of him over these last 2 seasons, man. I'm sorry. And that's how I feel about it, bro.
Salute to Mutation. Hughes helped with placing the following head coaches: Pete Carroll in Seattle, Andy Reid in Kansas City, Jim Harbaugh in Michigan, Bruce Arians with the Bucks. Phenomenal list of coaches right there. Hey, man, I love what Tom Brady is doing out there in Las Vegas right now, using every resource that he can find. I love it. Salute to Lewis. Please know Aaron Glenn. He's not going to make a good coach anywhere. I disagree with you, Lewis. I don't think he'll make a good coach with us, but I do believe that he can help turn a franchise around like New Orleans or potentially like the Jets, or one of those type of teams. You know what I mean? And I think Aaron Glenn, did Aaron Glenn interview with them, correct?
Yeah.
I think he interviewed with the Jets.
But bro, look, man, I have a problem with that too. Like, see, that's the gray area that
he's a player coach and an X's and O's guy. He's phenomenal at what he does.
Look, man, that's people, they look at Aaron Glenn. What would make you think that Aaron Glenn wouldn't be a good coach? Like let's just really, you want to talk about resumes, bro, and why it's totally different. All right, as a player, he's a terrific player. Terrific player for the New York Jets, right? Play for the Houston Texans, play for the Dallas Cowboys, play for the Jacksonville Jaguars and the New Orleans Saints, right?
Yep.
Had a freaking long NFL career, right? Then as a coach, assistant defensive backs coach, defensive back for the Browns, assistant defensive backs coach, or defensive back coach for the Saints.
Yeah.
Defensive coordinator. For as an administrator for the Jets, he was a personnel scout. Like, bro, the guy made the New York Jets all-decade team as a player. All-American. Bro, like 3-time Pro Bowler. Like, what?
The list goes on.
Bro, what would make you think that he would not make a good coach? He paid his dues. The problem with AP, and we got caught up in the emotion, right? The AP did not pay his dues, bro, as a coach. As a player, he did, but as a coach, he did not. And I don't want to continue to keep bringing this Antonio Pierce shit up.
We're off that.
They tried something and it didn't work. And I'm glad that the Raiders are not trying to die on the hill of a mistake that they made.
Yeah. Man, talk that shit, Wasted. Salute to Patrick B as well. I'm a Notre Dame guy, and I know you guys are too. I can't. I just want to say, let's go Irish. I would love to see J Love in silver and black when he comes out, man. That is our guy. But I'm going to talk about this. And I don't know if I ordered a bunch of Notre Dame shit last night. I realized I need more of it in the man cave. That's the only thing we got going right now for us, Wasted. Our basketball teams they're looking good, but they're not,
My basketball team, you speak for yourself.
Hey, man. You're still the Knicks until you're not the Knicks. Let's stop that shit, okay?
I mean, but we are the Knicks, though. It's not like we're the Kings. Like, the fuck, man.
Essentially,
nobody says, yo, I play my best games when I go to Arco Arena. The F out of here, bro. It's the Knicks.
Did you just hear what Anthony Edwards said about Golden One Center?
No, nobody ever.
Watch your mouth. But let me say this, though, Patrick. Watching that game last night, right? And let me know a few things. Love is that guy. We've been through this. Allure needs some developing. He'll stick around. He'll probably have another year out there in Penn State, or I don't know. He may even leave the portal or enter the portal and go somewhere else. I don't know. But he needs another year to develop. Dog, Abdul Carter is that guy, bro. He's that guy. He's that guy. I'm telling you, if he gets 6 and he don't go quarterback, give me Abdul Carter all day.
Hey, can I say something? Can I say Wasted Ben told you? Can I say it? No. Hold on. Hold the F on. Don't you do
feel
that?
Like you have ownership over every Penn State player, bro. That's not fair.
Bro. Come the fuck. Yo, Doug, don't do that, bro. Don't do that. You have your players that you be like, yo, this is my guy. I said before this shit happened, I said, yo, Abdul Carter, I'm telling you now, that's my guy. And you say you love your Penn State players. I will go find it, damn it. I will go find it.
Please go find it.
You cut the crap with your nonsense graphic.
But I'll say this. If he's available at 6, which I don't know how in any world he'll be available there now, if we don't locate a quarterback and Abdul Carter's there, it may be Mason Graham, the defensive tackle out of Michigan. It may even be the young pup, Will Johnson out there, the corner in Michigan as well. But I'm going to say this. If I have my pick of the litter at 6 and Abdul Carter is available with Graham and Johnson there, I am taking Abdul Carter 10 times out of 10. That dude is phenomenal, but guess what? It wasn't enough. Notre Dame and the Natty, baby. Texas, see me about something. Let's go, Jose. Did you see Uncle Hondo's convo from this morning about their Raiders? Mine being set on an experienced head coach, Pete Carroll, yes. Well, there was rumors and rumbles that came out a few days ago about Tom Brady potentially wanting an experienced head coach to match up against Andy Reid, Jim Harbaugh, and Sean Payton, right? I'll say this.
He spoke on it too.
If it's not Ben Johnson, I do believe it'll be Pete Carroll. I think that they're gonna set their eyes on the veteran guy that has won at every stop that he's been at thus far. I do believe that. And I do believe, once again, also, Jose, and we just talked about it briefly for a second, about him bringing in and attracting young coordinators to come in to play under or to coach under him that could potentially take over the ship whenever he does decide on retiring full time. If it's not Ben Johnson, which I think they're going to throw the kitchen sink at Ben Johnson, I do believe if Pete Carroll, if he wants to be in Las Vegas, I think he will be the guy moving forward. It won't be an Aaron Glenn. It won't be Spags. It won't be a Salah. It would be a guy like Pete Carroll, who has a phenomenal track record that's won every step of the way. So salute to Jorge. All of these quarterbacks in the draft would fit Ben Johnson's offense so well. Jared Goff-esque. I like that, Jorge. This is facts.
Right, yeah, bro. I'm just really quickly because I got stuck in suspended animation. Carter is the guy that, to me, we don't get a quarterback. That's the guy I want, even over Travis Hunter, because he's so disruptive, And I see a lot of people, and I don't know. I see East Coast. He's in here. He was talking about Are you talking
at the Senior Bowl, East Coast? I'll see you at the Senior Bowl, brother.
Is he talking about the kid from Boston College?
What?
It's a kid from New Jersey, man. From I think he's from Williamstown, New Jersey, man. This kid that plays for Boston College. I can't pronounce his African last name. Isearching. I think that might be the kid he's talking about. Okay. That kid is really, really good too. He's an edge. He's a senior.
Oh yeah. I know exactly.
He's a senior. He's about 6'2". Mm-hmm. He's not like as big, but Abdul Carter is just so freaking explosive, man.
Relentless, bro. Like the motor. Could you imagine that motor, Max?
That's what makes me so like. All right, so to me, right. And I don't know the way that kid plays, man. You can look at the people in the top of the draft. I don't know if he gets past the top 4 picks.
Yeah, I don't think so either. I think that potentially, maybe even Cleveland. I know Deshaun Watson right now with that injury, they're probably going to look at quarterback. But if Myles Garrett had his way, he'd probably say, "Go get me that kid and pair me with another phenomenal edge rusher. Let's just go after quarterbacks and be a defensive-minded team."
That, or maybe I'm thinking maybe Travis Hunter. You know what I'm saying?
I can see that
with Ward and stuff like that.
Nashville, if he doesn't end up in Nashville, because I'm not sure that Tennessee is actually giving up on Will Levis yet. I don't know that. We don't know that yet.
Yeah,
you know I mean,
Tennessee should probably give up on Will Levis.
He's still young.
But see, the thing with that is when you draft a quarterback in the second round, you don't have the pressure on you to kind of see it through in the same way you do as a first round guy, right? So you can have Will Levis on the roster and you can draft a quarterback and you can have them battle it out. You know what I'm saying?
Real quick, Larry, Raiders' best writers are hyping Carroll hard. Is that a sign? Let me say this. It's easy to hype Carroll. He's the most decorated head coach out of all the guys that are coming in through this.
Why do you got to hype a guy that's got a Hall of Fame resume?
You don't need to hype that up. That's no knock to any of them. I've seen Vinny B talk about it. I've seen Vic. I've seen Hondo. All these guys talk about it. I mean, why do you have to hype it up? There's nothing. This guy is proven. It's proven what he has done. So, I mean, look, if it's an experienced guy, that's the guy. There's no one else that's more decorated that was tied to us other than Bill Belichick, who is returning to North Carolina. Or he's staying in North Carolina. I'm sorry, not returning, but staying there, and going into year one with that program. So there's definitely something there. Where there's smoke, there's fire with this situation. But I mean, it's clear. We have an interview with him. So definitely salute to Flores. This is phenomenal right here. Virtual BJ sounds interesting.
Get the F up out of here, plunk. What the F is wrong with you? With your filth. It's in the middle of the damn day with your crap.
Yo, hey, I bet you one thing though.
I bet you didn't know that this stream was brought to you by BetUS.
And if you
if you go on to BetUS, you get 150% bonus on your first deposit.
What? Your what? Your forced?
On your first deposit.
Okay, and you get 125% on your next 2 deposits.
Using YouTube code 150 up to $2,000, man.
Fast in the industry right there, man. You already know. Once again, salute to our proud sponsors over at BetUS. This live stream is powered by BetUS. If you are a bettor, nobody does it better than BetUS. Tell them Shillmore sent you.
That's right.
Salute to Trump. Pete, Pete Carroll is good with developing quarterbacks. I mean, we've seen what he did out there with Geno. We've seen what he did out there with Russell Wilson. I mean, look, Pete Carroll is an offensively defensive minded guy. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's a guy that is very, very. That's the kind of head coach you want, that can coach both sides of the football.
A Swiss Army knife.
Yeah.
Swiss Army knife. Bill Belichick. It was never. Well, he's a defensive guy.
Yeah.
He is a football coach.
Yeah.
Bill Belichick, Pete Carroll, those guys have been in the NFL and in college and stuff so many years, bro. There's nothing that they haven't seen. You know, the good thing is right. There's certain plays throughout the year that kind of define your season. There's certain games where there are 1 or 2 plays that the game can go left or right. Like Graf and I touched on this the last episode that we spoke about, the Denver Bronco game. Yes. How that one bad decision down in the red zone turned our season around.
100-yard pick six for Patrick Surtain.
It turned our season around, man. Yeah. And Pete Carroll and coaches like that don't make those kinds of mistakes. Yeah. Because when their coordinators call stupid shit like that, they're like, whoa.
Yeah. But if it does happen, they're in a position where they know how to manage a game. They know how to bounce back from that type of shit and not have their team be completely shell-shocked by that stupid decision. So I would trust Pete Carroll to come in and be that guy.
Man, and he's a guy that's lucid. He's still young. He's vibrant. He's ready to still.
And when he means young, he means at heart.
At heart, yeah, not by age, but still.
Yeah. I mean, look, Pete Carroll was out there at the end in Seattle, out there still throwing the football around in practice. Yeah, and I don't know if y'all seen Pete Carroll. That man is in phenomenal shape. Phenomenal.
And everybody acts like Andy Reid is some spring chicken. He's 66.
Yeah.
Andy Reid is 66, bro.
I mean, but for Pete Carroll to have like a 7-piece on him, that's still nasty work.
That's still 60-fucking-6, bro.
Yeah. Salute to that Raiders fan. If Johnson is hired, does he bring the hooker? We've talked about that. You know, we don't know what direction he would go in, and we don't even know if Detroit would move on from Hooker. But I wonder how much that would cost for Detroit to move on. They brought in Teddy Bridgewater. We talked about that yesterday.
Did it cost that much? I mean, God, they drafted the guy in the second round.
Yeah. I mean, you never know. And let's just keep it a buck here also, you guys. We don't know if Ben Johnson is a major fan of Hooker. We don't know that. I mean, you know, that didn't sound right, but, you know.
Bro.
I didn't say hookers. I said hooker.
Bro.
Man, get out of here, man. Salute to George Manley. Hondo reported we're looking at Robert Salah, too. Yes, he will be coming in for an interview next week for the head coaching job. George, think you might be viable if he's encouraged to get a good quarterback developer. I don't think that he has a slim chance in hell to be the head coach in Las Vegas. I have to be honest with you. Now, the defensive coordinator, on the other hand, he would definitely probably have a shot at coming in and helping turn that defense around, or at least turn it into what we thought it was going to be this year, building off that momentum of last year, right? But I don't think there's a slim chance in hell Robert Salah ends up being the head coach.
Yeah, I don't think so either, man. I mean, look, man, Robert Salah has to stack some good seasons somewhere, being whatever kind of coach he is at any kind of capacity.
Yeah,
you know, I think he needs some more social proof and credit to become a head coach. You can't go from doing the kind of job he did with the Jets with a quarterback to now coming and getting another job, man.
Hey, Lewis, let me say this. When you have 17 players, most of them on the defensive side of the ball on the IR, you're going to give up a lot of points. It just happens. Aaron Glenn still got those guys out there fighting tooth and nail every single down. And one thing about the Detroit Lions, they're going to go out there and create some turnovers and allow their offense to go out there and outscore the opponent. That's the difference with this defense. 17 players, is including Hutchinson, their best defensive player, on the IR. 17 of those guys. They brought Jamal Adams off the street. They brought in just John Doe off the street. They got guys I've never even heard of playing right now and getting starting minutes. Amit was starting on the outside, I believe, against Minnesota when he went one-on-one with Justin Jefferson. So, I mean, look, he got those guys playing hard, creating turnovers, getting to the quarterback, creating pressure with no real edge rusher outside of who do they have right now? They went out and traded for, I believe.
Oh my God. God damn it. He was down. He was Danielle Hunter.
No, not Danielle Hunter. Danielle Hunter's out there with the Texans. He was with Cleveland. Was it
Zach?
Yes. Him.
Zach,
exactly him. But that's pretty much all they have at this point. That's all they have. So you got to give Aaron Glenn a little credit in terms of the way that defense is operated all year long with all those injuries, man. Those guys are still out there getting to the quarterback, creating turnovers. I got to give Aaron Glenn a ton of credit, and his players absolutely love him.
Zadarius Smith.
Zadarius Smith. There you go.
The Browns. Shit.
Salute to Aura. Johnson is head coach, OC/OC in Salah's D. Oh my God. That would be a dream come true.
See, it wouldn't be for me.
What?
It wouldn't be for me because I want Ben Johnson to work with somebody he's aligned with. I want a cohesive staff, bro. Like a lot of times we sit up here and we play fantasy coaching staff. I don't know whether Robert Salah even knows Ben Johnson or even gets along with him or is on the same sheet of music as him. I want Ben Johnson to have a staff of guys that he trusts, that he has a relationship with, and that are not trying to usurp his power, especially a guy like Robert Salah who just got kind of done dirty and probably wants to be a head coach again. Yeah. I don't need that. I don't need to land the misfit toys in my coaching staff.
Hey, Wasted, here's an interesting take. What if Aaron Glenn doesn't get a head coaching job and he follows Ben Johnson to be his defense?
And that's what I mean. Like, that's what I mean. See, something like that would kind of line more with my expectation. Now, would I think he would most likely stay in Detroit?
Yes, definitely.
But it wouldn't be the worst thing in the world because maybe he can become assistant head coach here with the Raiders and get a lot more social proof and credit to build his resume.
Yeah, facts. Salute to Jose. You think if we get Ben Johnson, maybe he brings Hendon Hooker? We've talked about this. Yeah. Save the first round pick or trade back. Hooker knows the Ben Johnson scheme. I mean, look, we can all talk about it, right? The thing that a lot of people don't really talk about with Hooker is, though, Hendon has dealt with some concussions. He's dealt with some injuries at Tennessee. We wanted to bring him in that year in that draft. We would have loved to have him. And look, I would love to have him now. He'd be the best quarterback on this roster.
We don't know that, though. Hendon Hooker hasn't played football in 3 years.
Man, look, bro. He played.
Look, bro. Like, for real. Like, we're going off of a metric of what we saw. And I was a huge Hendon Hooker guy.
Yeah.
He hasn't played football in 3 years.
And what do they say about that Tennessee system?
Yeah, they say it makes quarterbacks look great, man. And but the thing is, listen, Hendon Hooker, Joe Milton, these are all names that we see. We look at the shiny object, we look at the talent, the measurables. They throw the ball far, but we don't know the intimate deep. Can they check out of stuff? Like, do they throw guys open? What do they do? Like, we don't know, bro.
Man, waste of word to Anthony, bro. Hookers and BJs, bro. Salute to Blazed. What would it cost to bring in Hooker? We don't know. To be honest, they drafted him in the second round. I don't know. I don't even think Detroit want to move on from him. To be honest,
they might not want to. If Detroit doesn't want to move on from him, then that means that now you got to coerce them and now you got to overpay, right? So it's not what would it cost? It's what would it make sense for the Raiders to pay for him?
You know what I think
about it is he's a second round pick, and I understand he's a quarterback, but what I don't want to see happen is a Matt Flynn level situation.
Yes.
A guy that is a legend and a creation of the media and the fan base, and everybody's okay with it. And then we overpay and bring this fucker in, and then he don't even play a snap for it.
I'll say this. I do believe if there's a player available there in the third round, we got 2 third-round picks. If Ben Johnson is a head coach and there's a player that Detroit is in love with, I think that they will call Ben Johnson and say, hey, we got Hendon here. Give us that third-round pick. Let's swap it out and let's move on. I think they would for a third-round pick.
That's worth it because you got a startable.
You got a freebie essentially moving on from
right? Yeah, to get a cancer out of it. Hey, Grab, I need you to do me a favor, bro.
Okay.
Do me a favor. Put up Sharif Salakahan. Because I'm feeling a little froggy today. God damn it!
Can you just read it? Because bro, I'm so behind in the chat right now.
Yeah, I know. You're like your eyes across the shit.
Yeah.
Because a year ago, these two were selling that Jaden Daniels fantasy. Let me tell you something, mother effer. All we do is we see what's going on with the team. We get certain information, and whatever happens, happens. Now, if you're talking about Jaden Daniels, did Jaden Daniels want to play for Antonio Pierce because of his relationship? Yes. Did Antonio Pierce want him? Yes. Did Antonio Pierce have to win games to even become the head coach and knock us out of position to draft Jaden Daniels? Yes. Did the Washington Commanders want to win and play football? They're trying to win too, right? So how is it we selling something? If the Washington Commanders don't want to trade with the Raiders, right? That doesn't mean that the Raiders don't want to move up and draft them. So what you can do is you get the F up out of this chat. I've been seeing you running your effing mouth all episode. Get the F up out of here, Sharif. Stop the F up out of here. And you're lucky I'm not running the damn shot because you'll be unceremoniously blocked. I'm feeling better today, goddammit.
Sharif, Wasted is on 110 right now, and I love it. We'll say this. That whole time that we talked about Jaden Daniels, what did we say tied to every video that we talked about him? That it was probably damn near impossible to bring in Jaden Daniels. So look, were we talking about Jaden Daniels? Yes.
Goddamn right we were.
Yes, but every live that we did, every live that we did, we said it would be damn near impossible to be able to go get Jaden Daniels because
you know what's going to be damn near impossible? You surviving me blocking your punk ass. I'm about to pull my iPad up and go in there and block you.
Yo, hey, you know what? No, we're going to do this. Before our brother Wasted has an aneurysm, one of the mob fathers, get him the fuck out of here. Salute the ramp. Keep an eye on Quinn Ewers in a couple hours. I go to UT, definitely needs to sit a year or two, but there are traits that can translate to the NFL. But it's not even a clear thing that he's going to declare for the NFL, right? There's still an opportunity that he may go back to Ohio State potentially or Georgia. Like there was some rumors and rumors about him getting an $8 million deal to go somewhere else. It's not a short thing.
Quinn Ewers is not coming out. He's not coming out. He's actually most likely going to go to the Michigan Wolverines.
That was another team that we were talking.
He's going to the Michigan Wolverines.
No. But Michigan already went and got that one kid that declared. Remember Tom Brady and Seawood and guys? They got a guy out there in Michigan.
Yeah, but he's a freshman. He's a beast.
You're right.
He's a freshman. That kid's a beast. He's probably gonna be a number one.
They got him in the portal. Michigan got him.
That kid. That kid is like Cam Newton.
You are correct though. But yep, Michigan may be that team.
Yeah, it might. They say Michigan has Underwood and Mikey Keene. They listen. I heard Michigan. I heard Ohio State.
Back to Ohio State. Yeah.
Like I said, Carson Beck was going to go to Miami.
Potentially Georgia though too. Potentially Georgia.
Yo, I said that 2 weeks ago. They're potentially Georgia, but what I was hearing from what I've heard was he's Michigan, Ohio State, possibly Georgia. I don't think he's coming out. I don't think he really should. You know what I mean? He's not looked at in the most positive light. I think he's going to need like that Jalen Hurts year. I
think someone said Oregon as well.
I heard like, bro, it's so much crap. But I'm just talking about the sources I've heard.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because Oregon is definitely viable, right? But I think with Quinn, bro, he needs to separate himself from the kind of the stank he got off of him in Texas, and just go and play a good year somewhere else. He might need that Bo Nix, Jalen Hurts year.
Hey, 2-4. Show me the money. Show me the money.
Wait, yo. 2-4, man. What is going on? Are you a secret person watching what's going on with the Graph and Wasted show?
No, we alluded to yesterday this show being brought to you by Shieldmore. Salute to John. The sad part for the last 20 years is the most exciting part of the Raiders season has been the off season. Hopefully we can get things turned around and the regular season will be exciting part again leading into the playoffs. Salute to our guy, Chef. It's always good to see our brother Chef in the building. Appreciate you on the $20. Holla, man. We appreciate you so much. And you're right, man. It's always draft season, combine, free agency with us, and then we shit the bed when football really matters, man. Hopefully,
hey, brother, you know what Wasted calls it, right? The currency of hope.
There you go. And we fall right back into our optimistic ways.
The currency of hope.
Once January hits.
It keeps us rolling, y'all.
Salute to 757 Raider fan on becoming a member. We appreciate you, brother. Don't know what channel it is, but we appreciate you. If you guys want to become members, hit the links that are pinned up top. It definitely helps us keep the lights on over here at Shieldmore. Salute to my guy, man. Salute to Jose. Pete Carroll's both sides of the game locked. In Super Bowl II, his name, I think he will fit perfect with Brock, Max, even on helping develop a quarterback. Jose, factory outlet, my brother. Factory outlet. Salute to my guy on a $5 Pot Belly. What about McMillan from AZ? The thing is this, man. I don't want to take a wide receiver that early. And I like McMillan. He still scares the shit out of me. I got to be real with you. 6'5", 6'6", big body guy. You know, he had some phenomenal games there at Arizona this year. I would rather not take a wide receiver that early. I think you can find one there in that second, third round.
Yeah.
I don't think you need to take McMillan there when you can add on to the defense. You know what's so crazy, Pot? We can use a number one wide receiver, but if we're going to go that route, I would rather get an offensive lineman to help this O-line.
Yeah, bro, look, you look, there's things that you do as an adult, right? Like, well,
Milano.
you pay your bills first, right? Before you go buy a pair of Jordans, you go out and you pay car payment, you pay your auto insurance.
Mm-hmm.
I think a wide receiver at this point in our iteration is a luxury item.
Yeah.
We have not located our quarterback yet, right? You got to make the environment safe to develop a young quarterback or a free agent quarterback, either which way, right? Because the environment is really what translates to success. If you look at a Baker Mayfield, you look at a Sam Darnold, the environment around these guys it's not like they just magically became capable quarterbacks. They were capable their whole time in this league. They just were in sick environments. So what the Raiders need to do is they need some Robitussin to unsick this environment. And you know what Robitussin is? Great pass rush, great offensive line, great coaching.
Yeah. And there's going to be some names out there, you guys, available in free agency as well. I'm not saying we need to go the old route. There's a lot of talks about us potentially trading for Tyreek Hill, which I don't see that happening at all. But, there's some big names out there, and I don't want anything to do with Stephon Diggs. He's 31, coming off a major injury, but he'll be a free agent. T. Higgins, we've talked about him a million times. Keenan Allen, Amari Cooper, Chris Godwin, Brandon Cooks, Deontay Johnson, DeAndre Hopkins, Mike Williams, Robert Woods, Marquise Brown. Hollywood will be a free agent, even though I think he'll probably return to Kansas City because he didn't really get any burn there because of the injury. Yeah. But there's a slew of names that you can look at in free agency. But I'm going to be honest, this is a pretty deep class in my eyes with wide receivers. Go get you one in that third round with one of those 2/3. There's no reason why you can't get one. Save that money. Or use that top 10 pick for more of I hate to say it because wide receiver is a premier position, but I would rather have an Abdul Carter. I'd take Will Johnson over McMillan because he could potentially be that shutdown guy that we need, even though that turf toe scares the shit out of me. You know what I'm saying?
The thing about it is it's not that any position, unless you're drafting a kicker or a punter in the first round, is not a needed position. But what's needed for the Raiders? Yeah, the Raiders at the point that we're at, we don't have a trigger man under center that is a guy that is a premier guy like that. I like Aiden O'Connell; he's a hard worker, but going out and getting a free agent wide receiver is we saw what that looks like having Devontae Adams here. Yeah, right. So when you go get a free agent wide receiver, you better have a trigger man under center to get them the damn ball. Now, look at right now in Miami, right? The problem is that Tyreek Hill has probably lost faith in the Tua Tagovailoa situation. Mm-hmm. And now he wants to go. This is a guy that went from playing with Patrick Mahomes, the Patrick Mahomes,
he forced
it and setting records with Tua.
He forced his way out, so that's all on him.
Yeah, so he forced his way. He wanted the money. He got his money. He got paid. Now he's looking around. He's like, holy shit. Yeah. So with the Raiders, what we need more than anything is we need another person to solidify our defense, and we need somebody to solidify our offensive line so that we can have a quarterback come here and not be under duress. Yeah. That is positional value. It's not just best player available all the time.
No, I agree. Salute to Heat Check. If you can, brother, run the show back. We kind of went over what Jed Hughes does with the company that he works for and how he helps organizations go out there and locate head coaches. Apparently, he's had his hands in Jim Harbaugh with the Chargers, Andy Reid with the Chiefs, Pete Carroll with Seattle. They've worked wonders out there. So run the show back. We have a brief summary. Wasted went over all of it. So run the show back and check it out. Salute to Burton, my guy. Can we make an offer to Ben Johnson after the virtual interviews are completed? Will the Rooney Rule be met with these virtual interviews? I don't think that we've even went through that process yet, Burton. So we have to go through the process. And one thing that Ben Johnson is not going to take anything until he goes and does his due diligence with other organizations. Yeah. So, we got to go through the process just like everybody else, Burton. If we want him, remember last year we hired AP January 19th. Yeah. So expect something to happen around that range in the pairing with the general manager as well, because Tom Telesco was hired the 23rd of January. AP was hired the 19th. So expect that stuff to, kind of go full service right there. Salute to Midnight. I think the Browns trade the number 2 pick with the Vikings for JJ McCarthy. That would be absolute insanity. And possibly trade Garrett if it doesn't happen. McCarthy is in play. I don't think that. Why would you trade Garrett? He just was first team All-Pro. He's probably, if not number 1, number 2 best defensive player in the NFL.
He is the best defensive player in the NFL. Yeah. It's not even a question, bro.
And number 2 is not worth a JJ McCarthy. He's coming off of injury. There's no way in hell you move on from that second spot to go get a JJ McCarthy. I think at that point, I think Myles Garrett is asking to get traded. Get me out of here. Like, get me out of here. Simple and plain. Salute to Midnight, my guys. Salute to God, family, and Raiders for life. Appreciate you, brother. And we're going to go over this list too. I got a list that Sports Illustrated put up that I wanted to pick your brain with, Wasted. Salute to God, family. Ray Agnew, GM, assistant GM. You mean for us. Ben Johnson, head coach, like your life depended on it. Thoughts on Ray, assistant GM for Detroit? P.S. How about them Fighting Irish? Congrats to Notre Dame. Wasted. Drew is not the guy, brother. Cry me a river, draft Gabriel, and Rourke. Salute to my God and family. That's another name that I think people initially thought of when the rumor came out that Ben Johnson said he'd want he'd want to be able to have some type of say so in terms of who his general manager would be. And I think when that came out, those reports came out, a lot of the Ray Agnew talk started to happen, right, Wasted? And I think that would be a beautiful pairing, a guy that they'd be coming in together, they have history together, and they wouldn't throw each other under the bus. I think that'd be a good pairing. We're going to talk about him shortly. And we appreciate you on the Notre Dame talk, brother. Real talk, man. I'm excited.
Joking around, man. But you know what, man? You know what? The F, you mother effer.
Wasted over here. He's loading the clip.
I'm over it, bro. Don't come in here starting no bullshit, bro. Like if you look, man, let me tell y'all something, man. I don't really care, right? Like a lot of times, I be kidding around about the block, and I'm not thin-skinned like that, right? But the thing I don't like is
just say a name and they're gonna snipe him. Just say
I already did it already. I did it on my phone.
Okay.
Get the F up out of here, bro. Sharif, Salaka, whatever the F your name is.
Hey.
You don't come in my chat starting your fucking filth. Get the F up out of here, man. Hey, you know what, man? I bet you he didn't realize that this show, being that we bought and sold, is powered by BetUS. I bet you didn't realize that.
Yo, that is the craziest transition in the world. Salute to our proud sponsors over at BetUS. This live stream is powered by BetUS. Head over there and get 150% bonus on your first deposit, 125% bonus on your next 2 deposits.
Using YouTube code 150 up to $2,000. There is none greater and none better than BetUS. And I bet if you're going to bet, you didn't know that this is the best platform for you to be on, because guess what? If you forget who the F I am, you get unceremoniously blocked.
Wasted. You just forgot who you are. Fastest payouts in the industry. Make sure to head over to BetUS. Once again, salute to our proud sponsors over at BetUS. Victor, I know we want a big head coach, GM, OC, DC. Where does this money come from? It doesn't affect the cap. It does not affect the cap at all. This is cash money, baby. So this is all Mark Davis's doing, Victor. So they got the cash to do it. They got the cash to pony up. Let me say this, Vic. If they got the money to bring Tom Brady in to make all these executive decisions, they got the money to go out and get the guys that Tom Brady thinks are the guys to get it done. So don't worry about the money. All that poverty franchise, that shit died when we left Oakland. Mark Davis has a ton of cash at his disposal, and we can bring whoever the hell we want in to be those guys. Salute to Victor on a $10 special. Rube, $20 holla. Coaches coach to be the guy. No matter what they might say, I don't care if Ben brings his friends. I want a DC who's going to be a head coach in a year or two. Salah needs success with any team as a stepping stone to be a head coach. Keyword success. Take over, Wasted.
I mean, look, I'm going to be honest with you.
My guy.
Rube, the thing with Salah, and this is what I haven't seen yet, I think the way that he is looked at and lauded for the success of the 49ers defense, a lot of what goes on with the 49ers has a lot to do with Kyle Shanahan. Kyle Shanahan is in that rarefied air of a coach that knows how to coach both sides of the
That was a nasty transition. My bad. Keep going though, bro. That was a nasty
but to be honest with you, bro, like Salah, it's just a guy that, man, to me, I've lost a lot of faith in him. He had a lot of talent with the Jets, right? And he didn't do a whole lot with it as a head coach. And him being a guy that was the guy that was really, really setting the table for the defense. I didn't see the greatness of his defensive prowess. I just didn't see it. You know what I'm saying? Like to me, it's not like, people make this guy like he was the second coming of Rex Ryan.
Yeah.
And I didn't see it, bro. So
Mason's in New York. He's in the New York area. He's in the tri-state area. I think that he knows a lot about Robert Salah and how that thing operated out there in New York under his guidance. Salute to 2-4. Gifting 10 OLV Raiders Network memberships. One of the GOATs over here at 2-4. I appreciate you, brother. If you guys want to become members of both our channels, We appreciate it. The links are pinned up top. Once again, it always helps us keep the lights on over at Shieldmore 24. My brother, thank you so much. And salute to all the new Green Dot gang in the building that got these memberships, man. Salute to Jose. Guys, salute to you guys. All I have to say is fuck Mike Lombardi. Now, I don't know if you've seen that today. Did you see it?
Yeah.
They asked him about,
man. Yeah, fuck that guy, bro. He never has anything positive to say about the Raiders. And listen,
getting fired, all that other shit. He just never gonna happen.
Bro, he's a clown, bro. And really, I want to finish that point up. I'm not saying that Robert Saleh didn't have a good defense. He has a lot of talent. Yeah. I'm just saying, bro, that's a very talented unit before he got here, right? That was a very talented unit.
A lot of people forget that. A lot of people
forget that. These guys, CJ Mosley and all these guys were here already, bro. You know, and when I look at him, I'm looking at him and I'm saying to myself, why did he have a problem turning that situation around with all of them guys? Yeah, like at the very minimum, when I look at the Jets defense, they should have been like the Ravens. Like for real, like not like the Ravens, but what I mean is they should have been a team.
But didn't they feel pretty much? I mean, under him, we gotta look that up. Didn't they?
No, he look, statistically they were good. I'm just talking about how bad that team has been. Right, just I can't get it out of my head how bad of a job was done with that team.
Yeah,
I don't understand why you can't win with Aaron Rodgers. I don't get it.
Yeah,
I personally don't get it. I'm sorry, that's just me, man.
Salute to Marlon, man. We land BJ. He was sold on a guaranteed quarterback plan. This is facts. This is facts, man. Let me ask you this though: do you how much can you really sell him on that situation without telling him what the plan is, without him potentially going somewhere else and having intel on the Raiders and their draft plans? You get what I'm saying? Like, how can you say to Ben Johnson, we're planning on moving up to get your quarterback?
No, listen, what I say to him, if I'm the hiring guy, I would say, hey, Ben, listen, we trust your vision.
Yeah.
We're going to do whatever it takes for you to get the guy that you need under center.
Yeah.
Nothing's off the table.
I like that. That's all. That's it. That's all that needs to be said. And that coming from Tom Brady is worth gold. Salute to Lewis. Why are we not looking into Liam Cohen? I think that's going to happen. I think it's only a matter of time. You know, he's a hot name. They're in the playoffs right now. We'll definitely hear his name mentioned with the Raiders here soon. I mean, clearly, Lopez, they're doing their due diligence. This is the first time that I'm seeing these guys actually go out here and get big name guys in the building and do this thing the right way. You'll hear Liam Cohen at some point being connected to the Raiders. It's going to happen. It's going to happen.
Yeah, I mean, he's a guy that's connected to Tom Brady.
There you go.
There's those breadcrumbs there, right?
That interview's today, True Raider. It's actually today. So we didn't request the interview. He actually accepted it. It's today. It's a Zoom meeting. So we will have Aaron Glenn interviewing for the head coaching position today. Not defensive coordinator, but head coach. Salute to True Raider on the $5 holla, man. Salute to 80s baby on also becoming a member. I appreciate you, brother. Real talk. Thank you. So I'm going to go over this list real quick of potential general managers. Salute to the 2,500 people here in the building. You know what? Let me get through these supers real quick and we'll get into this list. The Knicks stink. Saku. Oh, my God. Here we go, Rudy. Go Irish. Brady, you owe the nation a ring. Grifties and Apex. Block everyone. Salute to Rudy, the vet Russo. The Knicks stink too, man. I want to hear that shit.
Well, stop your filth, Rudy.
Salute to Potbelly. Brady can use that commentary money he is getting. I don't know how long he's going to be able to get it, Potbelly, with everything he's doing right now for the Raiders. But I hear you, brother. Salute. If I see a Lombardi in the airport, it's on site. Talk that shit, Rudy. Facts. He said, take that. Bet US, baby. Salute to Raider Rash. Salute to Rick Glenn. Draft GTS 6 and get JJ McCarthy in free agency. You can't get.
Why does everybody think JJ McCarthy is available?
Bro, he's on his first. This is his first year of his rookie deal. I think you meant Sam Darnold, and Sam Darnold's going to stick around in Minnesota.
It looks like I don't know if anybody noticed. You know, JJ McCarthy walking around on the sideline.
Yeah,
it looks like they've had to go back in and do something else with that knee. It doesn't look like he's even close to being healthy. He has that sleeve on his knee. He's walking around. You know, he was walking around with the play sheet and stuff like that.
Yeah.
During the Detroit game,
and they re-signed Vanilla Vic, Daniel Jones,
Danny Dimes out there. So look, man, Who knows, man? So wait, hold on. Minnesota re-signed Daniel Jones?
I seen something that popped up the other day. I think they signed him to a guaranteed deal. Let me see.
Are you sure? Because if they did, then that means that Sam Darnold is definitely going to be on the market. Because
Daniel Jones could be elevated to Vikings quarterback 2 for the playoff game. Oh, he was activated. My apologies. He was
activated. So the way I feel Minnesota would play that, it would be the smartest thing, is to franchise Sam Darnold and continue the development of JJ McCarthy.
But that franchise tag is like 60.
It's massive. It's like 60, right? For 1 year.
Money, bro. But they're gonna have some money. They have somebody to
play with. Money, man. Keep him there because I don't think JJ, man, they drafted a guy. They like him. You got an offensive head coach that's a genius that is really looking to be that, and then some. If he thought that it was in their infinite wisdom to go up and go get, and then to be honest with you, if JJ didn't get hurt, most likely would have been a starter this year. Yeah. I don't think they're going to get rid of the kid, man. I just don't, man.
Salute real quick to Lewis. I think if Titans give up on Levis, it would be a good pairing. He was the OC at Kentucky when Levis had his good season. He's talking about Liam Cohen, you guys, the offensive coordinator out there with Tampa Bay. He definitely has ties to Will Levis. It'd be interesting to see if the Titans did give up on him. If Liam was the head coach, he'd probably try and make a move for his former quarterback out there, Kentucky. AC, I never thought about that. I've never thought about that. Former director of college scouting, John Kingdon for the Raiders. Be interesting, man. You know, he was with the Raiders for 30 plus years, I believe.
Yeah.
That's an interesting name. That is
we got the Princess of Darkness coming on soon. So, you know, that might be.
We also have Jalen Richard on this Sunday, you guys. If you're around, Jalen Richard, former Raiders running back, will be on 5 p.m. Eastern, 2 p.m. Pacific, 4 p.m. Central Time. If you guys are around Sunday, come join the show. Our guy, Jalen Richard, will be on the show. Gonna have some fun. Already got some great questions drawn up. We're gonna have some fun with Jalen Richard. Salute to AC. Salute to God and family. Just to get in a super for Wasted. F. Shahi, or whatever his name is. You dirty bum. Much love, Wasted. Raiders. Salute to my guy, God and family. Salute to Potbelly. Only Lombardi I want to see is that trophy at the end of this. Man, talk that shit, Potbelly. I love that. Wipe them feet, y'all. Hit them thumbs up. Pay your bar tabs. Hit that subscribe button if you guys are not subscribed yet. Wasted is trying to get to 13,000 subscribers today. I'm trying to get, we there?
Oh, no, I'm not there yet. I'll say, oh, yeah, I forgot about that.
I'm trying to get to 30, man. We need you guys to just hit that subscribe button. It's free. It don't cost you anything. Hit that subscribe button. We definitely appreciate you guys so much for supporting us. So this was an interesting thing that came off of Sports Illustrated today. All right. Salute to Michael France over there at Las Vegas Raiders SI. He put 7 general manager candidates for the Raiders. And I want to pick your brain a little bit here and see what you think about this. So number 1 on the list, he had John Spytek. Spytek is one of the architects of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers Super Bowl win in 2021. The strong connection with Brady there helped bring him to Tampa. The drafting, player development, this is all coming from Sports Illustrated, you guys. That'd be an interesting name to look at if we brought in maybe a Liam Cohen.
No, it would, because they're aligned, right?
Yeah.
They're aligned
with Tom Brady.
And they're connected with Brady. And so that's what they were. I heard that's what they were looking for. Yeah. You know, Tom Brady, the coach and the GM all being on the same sheet of music.
Yeah. Another interesting name here, Scott Pioli, 3-time Super Bowl winning executive.
Great.
NFL executive of the decade of the 2000s. Pioli has New England football heritage. This is coming from Sports Illustrated, you guys. And before he was out of the game, he was a general manager, assistant GM, and vice president personnel with several organizations. His football acumen is up there with the best of them, and the silver and black will consider acquiring your services. New England, Tom Brady, right? The connection.
Scott Pioli is really some of the magic that left the building with Bill Belichick as far as his draft prowess goes.
Yeah. We talked about Thomas Dimitroff, right? We talked
about Thomas Dimitroff, but the thing is, all of them, they came out of that, Bill Belichick's
the scout for New England.
Before that, he started off with Ozzie Newsome and Bill Belichick and them with the Cleveland Browns in 1992.
Yeah,
he was with the Baltimore Ravens in 1996. He's with the New York Jets, director of pro personnel between 97 and 99, and that was with Parcells.
Yep.
And then he came over with the Patriots in 2000, and he was the assistant director of player personnel with them. Then in 2001, he was the director of player personnel when they won a Super Bowl and started their run. He was the vice president of player personnel between 2002 and 2008. And then he was the general manager of the Kansas City Chiefs between 2009 and 2012. And then down in Atlanta. For 2014 and 2019, him and Thomas Dimitroff were down there together. So
and now he does analytics. He's the CEO of Summer Sports. So a lot of football acumen there with Thomas as well. I don't know why they would put this name on this list, even though I felt he got dealt a bad hand because he was tied to Josh McDaniels. David Ziegler. Bro. I'm just going to pass this one. There's another option there, right? That makes sense because he's already in the building, but doesn't really make any sense.
The Champster.
I like Champ Kelly. I think that he is a brilliant mind when it comes to football, but I just feel like if he was going to be the guy, he would have been the guy already.
Why? So this will be the third time he's being interviewed for being the GM of the Raiders, right?
And I wouldn't be shocked.
And it's the thing. Why the hell is everybody, so sold on Champ Kelly? He's never been a GM in the National Football League.
Never. And I'm not saying that he wouldn't be good at what he does. I'm just saying that, are we going to be the organization that gives him his first crack at being a full-time general manager? I'd be nervous about naming him. I feel like that would be such a Raider move. Name a guy that's been the assistant to Tom Telesco and to Ziegler previously. I wouldn't like this move. I wouldn't like this move. I think,
and Louis Riddick is a name that's been floating around there. But the thing is, this is the thing that scares me about Louis Riddick, right? Why? Because he's good on television? Because he played for the Raiders before?
Raiders connection?
Because he played for the Raiders? Like, why? Like, why Louis Riddick? What's so fucking great about Louis Riddick? No, and I know you guys are going to be like, yo, I'm being an ass. But, like, for real, like, what? Okay, Louis Riddick was a pro scout 2001 to 2004, right, with the Washington Redskins, director of pro personnel between 2005 and 2007. With the Eagles, he was the assistant director of player personnel in 2009 for 1 year and director of pro personnel between 2010 and 2013, right?
Yeah.
So what we got to ask ourselves is okay, what hand did he have and what players did he draft being a pro personnel director?
Yeah.
Like who? Like we're acting like Louis Riddick just because listen, I want to see this brother get a job, man. I mess with Louis Riddick.
Me too.
But to me, the thing that I don't want Mike Mayock again.
Yes, exactly.
I don't want that. This is a guy that's been on television for a decade, bro. I want a guy that's been in somebody's building for the last 5 or 6
already making decisions. It's already been there and done that.
I'm not saying that Louis Riddick don't know what he's doing, but we have to go back more than 10 years ago, the last time he was in an NFL building.
Yeah.
To me, that's not the kind of hire that is something that I want to see as a fan, as a pundit of this team, or that I think is smart.
Two more names for you, man. Mike Bergonzi. That is the assistant GM for the Kansas City Chiefs. He's been there, part of the draft process, player development, so on and so forth. That's an interesting name to keep an eye on. And another name that we're really high on that's came in for interviews before, and it just never really panned out. Former Raider as well, Ed Dodds. So right now he's the assistant general. He's essentially the Champ Kelly out there in Indianapolis right now. So this would be a guy that has shown interest. We've shown interest. He's told us personally, we were on the show, Stu and Ed Dodds texted us and said, hey, I would love to be a Raider. I think this is where I'm meant to be. So that's an interesting name to keep an eye on. But salute to Sports Illustrated and them for putting out an article with a few names that we can go over. But I do believe that if it is Ben Johnson, I think that they're going to say, "Hey, we'll bring you Guy Agnew with you. We'll bring you Guy Agnew with you," and they're going to throw the fucking kitchen sink at Ben Johnson. Wasted.
Yeah.
Would you hate that decision though? With Agnew being?
No, I don't, because I think that sometimes, man, scared money don't make money. Now I know a lot of people say, he's never coached, he's never done this, he's never done that. If Ben Johnson walks in the building, bro, there's a reason why the rest of the National Football League wants Ben Johnson. I think some of the Raider PTSD goes into us giving people jobs that they really weren't qualified for and putting people in places and spaces they shouldn't be.
Yeah.
That's the problem, guys. So if you start looking back on the Raiders, you're like, oh, why did we just hire this? Why did we give him the kitchen sink? Right? Giving John Gruden the kitchen sink is a mistake.
Yeah.
It is the same mistake you'd be making with Louis Riddick.
Yeah.
Right? I think Louis Riddick needs to get out of the. I can't tell him what to do, but if he wants to get back in a building in the NFL, I think Louis Riddick probably needs to be actively in a building in the National Football League as opposed to working at ESPN.
I'll tell you this, man, for Agnew to be a part of these recent draft classes, and I don't know how much involvement he had with Detroit, but Will Campbell, Jack Campbell, Branch, Gibbs, Sewell. I mean, the list goes on. I don't know how long he's been in the building with Detroit, but in recent memory, these last few draft classes have been phenomenal for Detroit.
Yeah, and Ray Agnew, that's a guy that has had his hands on a team within the last 2 to 3 years. And it's
bringing in Montgomery to mash up with Gibbs, that 1-2 punch.
Oh, like that's the thing. That is the kind of, and listen, I like Louis Riddick is a bright brother. I would love to see him get a job.
Definitely.
I just don't want it here with the Raiders because I think the Raiders really just by virtue of the fact with the fans, right? I want somebody that we don't have to, that the fan base unilaterally will be like, yo, we don't have to sell to the fan base somewhere.
Yeah.
You don't have to sell Ben Johnson to the Raider fan base. It is and even if it doesn't work, you can understand it.
Yeah. Oh, facts.
If it don't work, you can understand.
Every other team wanted him as well. It's a situation where you gotta take a shot.
You have to because this is a guy for the last 2 hiring cycles has been the number 1 guy.
Yeah.
Not 2, not 1B. The consensus number 1 guy across the board. Yeah. It's like getting a number 1 pick.
Yeah.
And I don't think people understand how important that is because you having the next up and coming guy, right? The next Kyle Shanahan, right? Where does that get you?
Yeah.
At the very minimum, it gets you in the Super Bowl, whether you win, lose, or draw.
Shanahan, McVay. I mean, look what they've done. Look at what Matt LaFleur is doing in Green Bay right now.
Look what O'Connell's doing with the
Kevin O'Connell. Yes, man.
Bro, that at the very minimum gets you in the Super Bowl.
Yep. Salute to Cold Coffee TV. Will the team get comp picks for Josh Jacobs? From what I've seen and from what reports that I've checked out was we'd only get comp picks potentially for Bilal Nichols and Amik Robertson. That's what I was told, and that's what I've kind of seen reported. So I don't think that we would get anything for Josh Jacobs. We allowed him to walk in free agency. I don't think that we get anything from. I mean, we allowed Meek, we allowed Bilal Nichols as well, but I don't think do we get anything for Josh? Let me see.
I don't think so.
I'm gonna look this up. Do the Raiders get a comp pick for Josh Jacobs? Salute to everybody in the building, man. Appreciate you guys. As always, wipe them feet, hit them thumbs up. The losses of Jacobs and Nichols end up being canceled out by the additions of Wilkins and Minshew as qualifying free agents. While Bryant's contract cancels the loss of Hooper, that figures to leave the Raiders with 2 6th-round selections based on the compensatory pick.
He's a free agent, so I don't see why he would be. We declined to re-sign him. Why would we get? Yeah,
we got 2 comp picks. So adding Wilkins and Minshew effectively took,
canceled it away.
Canceled it away. So there you go, Cold Coffee. Salute to Raider Rash. Got to be honest, guys. Drew Allard didn't impress me at all yesterday. Seeing it in person looked even worse. He targets the tight end too. I mean, you have the greatest tight end in college football. I mean, you're going to go to Warren. I mean, all day. It's like having, and I'm not saying he's Brock Bowers, but it's like having a Brock Bowers at your disposal. Like why wouldn't you?
And bro, a lot of what was said about that Penn State wide receiver and
salute to Rash
core, that Penn State wide receiver core is not great. Listen, Drew Allard did not have a good game, but I don't think it was horrendous because what I liked his toughness, right? Yeah. I like the way he climbed the pocket. I like some of the throws that he made, right? But he didn't have the best game at all. But that was a defensive slobber knocker. These two teams are very, very well evenly matched. He played right down to the end. He's a young player that can be developed. I'm not looking at this for one freaking game. No, guys, when you go into these bowl games and these championship games, you have some people who get overdrafted because of that. And you get people who you become a prisoner in a moment and you don't really look at what's what. Yeah. I got to look at the whole picture. I look at the size, the arm strength. I look at the fact that he can move. I like the kid. Yeah. That's me, right? Mm-hmm. I remember when Josh Allen came out and everybody was saying, oh, this guy played at Wyoming. He's a bum. Ben Roethlisberger, he played at, Miami of Ohio. He's a bum. Yo, Joe, Lamar Jackson.
I knew
Oh
he
God.
would.
Lo, he won a Heisman, but he's a wide receiver. Bro, you have to like look at the raw ability of the guy,
Yeah.
and you got to look at the fact, like, yo, the toughness, the moxie. You got to look at all of those things. That shit matters to me. That's how I like. I'm just telling y'all, I'm right on quarterbacks a lot because is he big? Is he strong? Can he throw the ball hard? Is he a hard worker? How's his ball placement? Things like that.
I think he can still be a phenomenal talent. Whereas I just think that we both agree that he just needs a little bit more development, and it would be smart for him to stick around another year, develop a little bit more, and he'll probably end up being, if not the number one, he'll be a top 3 pick next year in next year's draft.
Yeah, but it's just funny to me how Jackson Dart cooks Duke, and everybody wants Jackson Dart now, and they didn't look at the rest of the season.
Yeah,
nobody's
Notre Dame. We have one of the better defenses in the nation.
Nobody's looking at that. And yo, if East Coast Grit, he did a lot of work on Jackson Dart. Mm-hmm. A lot of work on Jackson Dart. East Coast Gridiron would tell you that Jackson Dart is, I mean, at the very best, a 3rd round pick.
Yeah. Salute to Triple OG Hug D's. Yes, we will be live tonight covering SmackDown, me and Hammer. If you guys want to hang out, watch SmackDown with us, we do have a new podcast, The Babyfaced Heels. If you guys want to join, have some fun with us, kick it with us for 3 hours, watching tonight's Friday Night SmackDown. Salute to my brother Hug. Salute to Gardner. Agnew with Detroit. So he's been there with all these phenomenal draft classes.
He built that thing up from the ground.
Yeah, well, he's had a part in it for sure. Definitely.
Yo, and that's crazy too. Yo, I want to say this too. I like Dillon Gabriel. I know you don't.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan.
I like Dillon Gabriel, bro. And if the Raiders have a chance to get him in the 2nd or 3rd round, they should. I fucking like Dillon Gabriel, bro. I don't know what everybody else is. I know he's smaller. I'm not taking him in the 1st round, but I like Dillon Gabriel, bro. I really do, bro. I like
there's nothing really. It's the size that scares the shit out of me. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I don't like drafting. Listen, to me,
pause.
As far as quarterbacks go, if you're a smaller guy, I don't want to take you in the 1st round, right? But if you're a guy that I can get a 2nd and a 3rd round, and I got that guy waiting there and he can compete for a job, maybe I got to steal at this point.
Yeah.
Maybe I got to steal. Especially if we get Pete Carroll, Dillon Gabriel reminds me of Russell Wilson. Like, even though he's not as like big as Russell Wilson, Dillon Gabriel, that smaller guy, I think he's going to play a lot bigger than he is. And everybody acts like the guy's 5'8". It's ridiculous, bro. I know he's not 6 foot. East Coast says he's 6 foot. He ain't 6 foot. But he ain't 5'8". Like, goddamn.
We gotta get East Coast on soon to talk some shop about the draft. Salute to Mutation from Vinny B himself, based on multiple people with knowledge of the process. Ben Johnson and Pete Carroll are the highest on the Raiders list. Momentum for both has been building throughout the week. No shocker there. No shocker at all. The hottest commodity on the market and then the most decorated head coach in the free agency situation in terms of bringing in head coaches. There's no shocker there at all. Salute to Vinny B and salute to Mutation on the $10 special. Salute to LV Maximus. Wouldn't be crazy if we hire Vrabel. And salute to our big bro, man. It's always good to see LV. Yeah. Notre Dame, baby. Notre Dame, LV. Wouldn't be crazy if we hire Vrabel and Josh McDaniels becomes the OC. Oh, it's not going to happen.
That ain't going to happen.
Yeah, and to be honest, I don't even know if we're going to bring him in for an interview. I think that everybody already thinks that Vrabel is going to New England. You know what I mean? So, look.
The problem with Vrabel in New England is that Mark Vrabel wants $13 million.
And apparently, they were saying something.
They were saying like New England was at $10 million.
Yeah,
they were at $10 million, but that's the holdup. I think if it was not a money issue, he'd already be the coach of the Patriots already.
Yeah. Salute to Gardner. Also, Rams director of player personnel 17 to 20. So there you go. So Agnew has a ton of resume, ton of experience to help us
in building successful teams too.
Yeah. Because look at that team, 17 to 20. That was the year the Rams went and won it.
Yeah.
In that time frame, right? When did the Rams win it? When they beat
Cincinnati? But they lost it and then they won it. Right, so they won it not in 2020. Was it 2020?
I thought it was right there in that.
I know they went with Goff and lost, and then they came back with Matthew Stafford and won.
Yeah. Look that up real quick while Jackson Dart does not have the arm talent in the middle of the field and outside the hashes. Hey man, I know
they won 2022 is when they won.
Okay.
So in between that time they went and lost. So,
but that means that he helped build that team up to that point. So a portion of that team was built through when his time when he was there.
Yeah, what definitely was
Yeah.
the Todd Gurley years and all of that.
Kenny, I've not heard anything about this. Is all dead cap. Like we didn't save any money on a Henry Ruggs situation or Chandler Jones. There was a lot of rumors and rumblings of us potentially getting some money back. It never happened.
Detrimental.
Yeah,
none of that happened.
Yeah, so I believe we're somewhere along the lines of like 30 somewhere million in dead cap with those two guys, which is absolutely nasty work. Salute to Kenny Raiders. Salute to Damage. Oh shit. And yep, Daniel Katz put 29.2 million in dead cap. So somewhere in that 30 million range for those guys. Salute to Damage. Man, I would rather let Mike Vick look at after my dogs while I'm on vacation than draft Jackson Dart. Why hasn't Champ been let go yet? Doesn't make sense. I think, right? I think that they hold on to him until they locate the guy.
Yeah.
I think they hold on to him, Damage. They have a backup plan in the building just in case the Ben Johnson experience doesn't work or, one of their other plans doesn't pan out. I think they hold on to him for a little while longer until we figure out what direction we're going in terms of bringing in the general manager. And I understand that. I get it. I totally get it. They knew they were moving on from AP regardless. You know what I mean? So they moved on from him. Same thing with Tom Telesco. I think that they said, you know what? We already know what time this is, but we have a backup plan in the building just in case, we miss out on these guys.
That's a fact, man. That is a fact.
So to cap, 2025 dead cap Adams. Okay. JG and Young. Wait, what? What you mean?
Devontae Adams. Who's JG? What the F?
Elaborate, brother. I don't know. I don't know what you're talking about.
Dead cap 2025. Devontae Adams.
Jimmy G.
Jimmy Garoppolo. Okay.
Got you. Himothy, bro, and Byron Young. That's pennies on a dollar right there. That ain't nothing. That ain't nothing. Salute, man, to everybody here in the building. As always, we appreciate you guys so much. There will be some updates here shortly as well in terms of how the Ben Johnson Zoom meeting for the head coach vacancy went. We will definitely be covering that across the board. Once again, I'll go over this list real quick for those who are just tuning in. We have a slew of situations lined up this week and next week. So I'll go over this list real fast. I had it written down. Boom, boom, boom. Salute once again to everybody here in the building, as always. So once again, Todd Monken we don't know when he's coming in, but we have requested to bring in the OC from the Baltimore Ravens for an interview for the head coaching vacancy. Also, Spags today, the Chiefs defensive coordinator, Zoom meeting and play today. Pete Carroll next week. Robert Salah next week. Aaron Glenn today virtually, and then Ben Johnson, the big fish out there today virtually for the Raiders head coaching vacancy. So there you have it. Salute to Jose as well. I was looking at defensive coordinators for Ben Johnson. Could be Deshaun Townsend, Lions pass game coordinator, Lou Amoruro, ties from the Dolphins. Okay. Jose always comes with some names tied.
Yeah, Deshaun Townsend. I remember he used to play for the Pittsburgh Steelers. And Lou Amoruro, look, he just got fired by the Bengals. So
Lou did. Oh, we talking about Lou, Stu's guy.
Yeah, he just got fired from the Bengals. So, whatever. Man.
And that defense wasn't great. They dealt with some injuries. They had some hardships out there on the defensive side of the ball. But hey man, Lou's a good guy. I'm just partial to him because that's Stu's guy. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know if that'd be the right move. But if Ben Johnson, brought him in, hey, fuck it, let's run it.
Bro, I just listen, man. I just want cohesive stuff. Yeah. I want everybody to be like, yo, if Ben Johnson has a relationship with a certain defensive
no excuses wasted. No excuses. I don't want anybody to have any excuse. I got my guys in here. I brought my guys. I had say in the general manager. I am here to do my job with every piece in play where I had my hands on it as well.
I want you to build it in your image. Yeah. I don't want you having total say over personnel. That's the only thing. I don't want a coach with final cut.
Yeah.
That's it. But other than that, your coaching staff, I don't want to hear it.
Yep. Facts. Man, there we go, man. You got anything to say before we get out of here, bro?
No, I want to thank everybody for pulling up to yet another banner show. I want to say that this show has been powered by BetUS. Shout out to BetUS. Thank you for everybody that supported us throughout the season. And I just want you guys to know one thing. We will be rocking for the rest of the season, man.
Yeah.
Other people take their foot off the gas in the off season. We try to
push that bitch.
This bitch. We try to redline it.
Yeah.
We're gonna be all over the place, and we're gonna continue to cover this team as best as we know how.
Yep. And like Wasted said, this live stream was powered by BetUS. You guys head over there, get 150% bonus on your first deposit, 125% bonus on your next 2 deposits using promo code. Yes.
Up to $2,000. I'm sorry, I had to jump in there so I can get a piece of this.
Fastest payouts in the industry. Make sure you head over there. For all my bettors, nobody does it better than BetUS. And also, you guys, we'll be live tonight covering SmackDown, me and Hammer, on the Babyfaced Heels podcast. Also, Sunday, we do have Jalen Richard on the show. You guys get some questions in. I want you guys to come through and rock with us, have some fun. I'm going to tell you right now, you guys are going to love Jalen Richard. You're going to love him. His personality, he's real as hell. You guys are going to have fun. Get some questions together. Pull up Sunday, 5 p.m. Eastern, 2 p.m. Pacific. Jump in, man, and have some fun with our guy. His newfound retirement. He just retired this year officially. I do want to try and surprise him as well and bring on some former teammates. I'm trying to work behind the scenes and see if we can make something happen with there. But once again, you guys tune in Sunday. We will have our dog, Jalen Richard. And on the way out, salute to Can't Get Right, gifting 5 OLV Raiders. CGR, one of the GOATs over here, one of the mob fathers. Salute to my bro. Salute to fuck the Chiefs. Stay blessed, brothers. Fuck the Chiefs and fuck Mike Lombardi. Salute to my guy. Salute to Hug. Once again, also gifting 5 OLV Raiders Network membership. Salute to all the new Green Dot Gang and Get Off My Lawn Gang. You guys, Wasted also has a membership. If you guys want to hit both of them, hit the links up top. They help us keep the lights on, especially in the off season where we're going to be going crazy with content. And it's official. I will be driving out to Mobile, Alabama also, you guys, for about 4 or 5 days. It's a 9-hour drive. I'm going to go get me a nice little rental car. I'll be covering the Senior Bowl. So I'm not going to be covering the game, but I'm going to be covering the practices all week long before I head out. So salute to my roundtable family. Dan, salute to my boy. Everybody. Kobe's going to be there. All my guys, Richie, all my guys from Roundtable Sports. We're going to be out there covering the Senior Bowl, getting as many interviews as possible. Our brother East Coast Gridiron is going to be out there as well. So we're going to have a lot of fun. So
let me tell you something. I will not be in Mobile, Alabama. I'll have to be forced to go down to some freaking Alabama.
Understand.
I ain't going.
Me and Stu are already locked in. We will be at the Combine as well.
Well, that is one place that you might get a Wasted sighting. I might just slither into the Combine.
There you go. And it's going to be fun. So we're going to have a blast all off season long, you guys, and we will cover every step of the way. There's Ben Johnson, Pete Carroll, Robert Salah, Aaron Glenn, Spags, whoever it is. We're going to cover this whole situation thoroughly, man. Salute to Potbelly becoming a member as well. Appreciate you, brother, so much. And Ross, yes, Jalen Richard, former Raider, 2016 rookie, first carry, 75-yard touchdown to the crib
house
in New Orleans. And he's from Baton Rouge. Like it was very movie-like. We're going to talk about that as well. So salute to Ross. But other than that, man, we love you guys. We appreciate y'all so much. We're going to get the hell out of here. I'll be live here in another couple hours with Hammer. Appreciate y'all. We are out. One.
That's what I'm talking about.